Well, they have really none of the risk factors that we have in the industrialized countries. They don't smoke. They follow a very low fat and particularly low saturated fat diet, and they spend about half of their day exercising.
What is it about their lifestyles in comparison with ours, for instance, here in the UK and US, that's so different?
Well, each family is responsible for hunting, fishing, and growing their own food. So rather than going to the store, they go to the fields to farm and they go out to hunt. The men generally go out in the morning to hunt. They can spend all day and go 15 kilometers, for example, on a hunt and bring home the dinner. And so they exercise a huge amount. Men exercising for the equivalent of 17,000 steps every day, and women 16,000 steps a day.
And what is it about their diets, for instance, that differ from ours?
Well, it's certainly all organic, and the meat is very lean. And so the meat they eat actually is 20% wild game. And the game is particularly quite lean because if a species was slow, they're going to be shot with their shotgun or bow and arrow. So they're quite lean meat. They eat about 20%, as I said, wild game and 10% fish. The rest they grow. They grow maniac root, plantains, which are like banana, rice and corn. So all organic. They generally will grow what they've grown in the fields. They'll put in a pot and grow that or cook that up as stew and then pop in whatever they've hunted in terms of the meat or fish. And that'll be their dinner, for example.
So what do you think are the key lessons that we can learn from the Tsimane?
Well, they practice high-dose exercise, much higher than we can do if we have a job that's not physically active, and very low-dose fat and saturated fat. So I think if we can get closer to that and perhaps double the number of steps we do a day and decrease the amount of fat and saturated fat, that we can slow down the atherosclerosis in our hearts so we can be closer to their lifestyle.
Tell us a bit about your journey to the Tsimane. I understand it was a fascinating experience.
Well, it's a lot of plains, and then getting into a town with not many paved roads, and then in a dugout canoe upriver with a lawnmower engine on the back into the jungle, the rainforest where they live, to be able to live, to meet them and see what their lifestyle is. So pretty dramatic. It's not very often you're on a dugout canoe upriver on an Amazon tributary.